started, make sure to subscribe to join the Blooming Gang as we go around the world and share ways for it to be more affordable for everyone. Turn on post notifications. I drop new videos twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays. Let's get into the video. So today I want to talk about how I traveled to Iceland for $651.97. That includes the flight, cost of food, tours, hanging out, nightlife, transportation, everything you can think of. $651.97. So the reason why I wanted to go to Iceland, I wanted to go to Iceland since I was about 12. I saw Iceland for the first time in a National Geographic magazine, and I was sprung on that thing, okay? It was the most amazing place on the planet to me. The black sand beaches, unbelievable. The pillars on the beach, I wanted to be there. I wanted to experience it. The land of fire and ice. So, after I turned 18, November of 2018, about 11 months after turning 18, I finally went by myself, okay? And let me tell you how I did it. So, I was in college and had a very strict budget I had to follow. I didn't have pockets full of green yet, but I had a dream and I wanted to come true, and I'm gonna show you how I did it. Now, let's jump into flights and how I found my flight to Iceland. The flight is always the most expensive thing, right? The first flight I saw was $957. I was like,
nope.
Okay, so the first flight I saw to Iceland was $957 round trip, and this was from Phoenix, Arizona to Kef, K-E-F. So it doesn't go exactly to Reykjavik, but I went to Kef, which is about 45 minutes from Reykjavik. And I knew I wasn't going to spend $600 on a flight.
Nope.
So here's what I did. And here's what I do for all of my flights. First, I Google flights. I search in Google Flights for the dates I want to go to Iceland, right? Or whatever destination I'm going to. And Google Flights gives me what my highest range I'm going to look for in a flight. And then from there, I slash it in half and look for a flight as close to that half price I've saw for myself. I align my mind on that like slashed price, and that's what I'm going for. It works every time. Then I start Googling. So when I first started finding cheap flights, it kind of started off as just clicking away. But now I have two main sites I look for cheap flights. The first is Student Universe, and I will have links to all of this in the description. So Student Universe is a discounted flight website for college students, and me being a college student and being in college forever was wonderful for me. And the second is Scott's Cheap Flights. So at this time when I went to Iceland, I did not know about Scott Cheap's flight. But now that I am a seasoned traveler, Scott's Cheap's Flights is $39 a year. This is unsponsored. This is just what I do. And it is the most valuable $39 I have ever spent, okay? So, I did not find this flight to Iceland on either of those sites. I found it on a site called Kiwi.com. Oof. So, I don't recommend Kiwi anymore. Before, in the past, it was a great way to find really affordable flights around the world. Now, it's more like Expedia times 2, but I was lucky to find a flight on Kiwi for $300.97. Okay, so after finding my flight for $300.97, let's move on to actually getting to Iceland. Now, when you get to Iceland again, you're going to be dropped off at the KEF airport, and you can arrange for airport transportation before you get there, or like me, you could wait till you get there and you can just book a bus while you're there at the airport. I took Flybus Iceland, and it was $20 round trip to go there and to go back at the time that I booked it. So we're at that cost calculator. $300 plus the $20 to get to my hotel or my hostel. And it was, let's see, about a 10-minute walk from where they dropped you off to my hostel. And you were gonna notice a common theme of things just being 10 minutes away. So the 2 hostels I recommended were in a very central location to a lot of different amenities and things. Iceland, or Reykjavik specifically, is a very walkable city, which is wonderful for transportation costs. Okay, so now we're at the hostel. We're at the B47 hostel in Reykjavik, and it is wonderful inside. We're there, I'm there, it's lovely. So really fast, I stayed at the B47 hostel for 5 nights for a total of $75, which is going to go into our calculator. So I would also recommend the KEX hostel. Again, link in the description if you want to check it out. It is a lot more lively and you have a lot of a younger crowd there. So the B47 hostel is more of a mixed ages, but the KEX was a lot of younger, about 18 to 25 group. It had a really cool bar. It had a really cool like library and sitting area. They oftentimes have singers and live performances. My favorite singer, Aurora, sang there a little after I left Iceland, so I just missed her. But if you're staying in Iceland, I do recommend those 2 places, B47 hostel, KEX hostel, about 10 minutes from each other. All right, so on to the next thing. So what did I do in my 5 days? 2 days were all-day tours, 3 were checking out museums, walking around the city, and going to hot tubs. Hot tub scene there is amazing. If you're not going to hot tub, you're not living. So let me tell you about the 2 tours I took. I took the tours all through Grayline Iceland. So Grayline Iceland, I'm gonna put them in the description. Click. And the 2 tours I took were the South Iceland Waterfalls and Black Sand Beach tour, which was 80 euros, which is $92. So that's a cost calculator. And then the other tour I took the very next day was the Golden Circle tour, which is very popular. Add that to a cost calculator. And here are some awesome photos and videos from each place that I got a chance to go to and a wonderful place I got to experience. All right, here we go. Outside of those 2 tours, I did go to a bunch of museums. Now, these museums and hot tubs would cost a lot more money if I didn't buy the tour discount card. So you want to get your Icelandic discount card. It was $50 for the 72 days that I were, or 72 hours, I'm sorry, that I was there. So add that to cost calculator. The minute you use it, or the minute you buy it, so 72 hours after, you can get discounts at museums. That I got to go to all these amazing museums without having to pay an extra entrance fee. Saved me so much money. It saved me about $80 going to a lot of museums. So here are some pictures and videos of all of the museums and things that I saw while I was there. So what did I eat? Well, I would love to tell you that I ate at expensive restaurants and ate local cuisine, but I am vegan. And I've been vegan for a long time. And so for me, what I found was best and most cost efficient for my diet and lifestyle was to just buy groceries at the grocery store. They had some wonderful grocery stores that were really close and nearby. I spent about $40 for the entire week to buy a bunch of food and snacks, and I just made meals and brought food with me everywhere I went. If I was hungry, I'd have a snack really fast. So I didn't spend much money on snacks, food, and coffees. So if you live in the US like I do, you know US fast food is super cheap. That is not the case in Iceland. Eating out will eat through your budget so fast. I mean so fast. I recommend just going to the grocery store, buying some food, cooking at your hostel, eating at your hostel, bringing food with you. So a total of $40 right there. Okay, so onward. Let's look at our grand total. Now, this is the amount of money I spent in total for everything there. I set a very strict budget. My budget was $600. We went $50 about over that. But it was very attainable for me and with my lifestyle and my diet. Again, I didn't bring a lot of fancy things. I brought just 2 sweaters and a few things I could fit in my backpack. I'll make another video about how I pack my bags for a minimalist lifestyle and to save money on baggage fees, because we're not paying baggage fees around here. We're just traveling light, all right? But it's very possible. $651 is about a month of eating out or 2 months eating out, depending on your lifestyle. A really fancy, outfit, getting your hair done. It's getting my braids done 3 times, all right? But if you budget carefully, you can 100% go to one of the most expensive places to travel to in the world for a very doable price. But I want to show that travel is attainable. I'm not made out of money yet. I still want travel to be as accessible to as many people as humanly possible and to show how I do it with my lifestyle. Okay, so now that we have most of the majority of the big things out of the way, let's get into some smaller, more specific things about being a Black solo female traveler. Now, while in Iceland, I saw exactly 5 other Black people. 3 were in a group together. 1 was another solo Black female traveler, and she was really introspective and did her own things. I respect that. I let her do her thing. I said hi, hello, introduced myself, but she was mainly there for her own introspective. And I met another Black person who was from Greenland, Javille. Jill, if you see this, hello, I miss you. But I had a wonderful time as a Black woman. I didn't feel any different from anyone else. Okay. So if you're a Black female traveler, here are some things that happened to me that I thought was hilarious. And if you're just a Black person in general, there's some things you're going to really feel your first time abroad in a different country. Especially if your first time going anywhere is Iceland. The first thing was, it was a sigh of relief to be treated just like another person, right? I saw the police there and they were supervising a tiny protest about school lunches, and it was all a bunch of kids and the teachers there protesting about school lunches like that, and they were just watching the protests, so they weren't interfering at all. They're kind of walking near it. It was very peaceful. But I remember seeing the police there, and internally I like seized up a little bit, and the police didn't even look twice at me. They completely glanced over me. Like, it was amazing not to be looked at twice because I was Black. I was just another person hanging out, being just another tourist. It was so relieving just to be just another person. When I went to grocery stores, no one followed me around. The clerk didn't look at me twice. It was nothing extra. It was the first time in my entire life where there was no sort of experience related to my race or gender, right? I walked around at night, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, walking around doing whatever the heck I wanted without any issue. No one bothered me. Went to clubs. I was drinking a lot and nothing happened to me. Like, it was the most comfortable experience I've ever had. And I felt so normal. I was just me. being the most me I can be. I didn't feel any fear. I didn't think about the fact that I was a Black woman while I was there. Whereas the fact that I'm a Black woman comes up a lot while living in the US. I was just another person there. And it was relieving. It was a very real experience that I had to think about a lot when I came back to the US. And it made me think about what life could be like, right? All right, gang. Well, and that was how I traveled to Iceland for $651.97 total for everything. Don't forget to subscribe to join the Blooming Gang and come around the world with me. Hit the post notification. I post twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays. And leave a comment below in the descriptions. Have you been to Iceland? Tell me what it was like for you. Are you a solo traveler? Tell me what it's like. Did you meet me in Iceland? Did you see me there? If you like me, leave a comment. All right. Bye, guys.